All right, welcome to Camp Canine. This is going to be our first session right now. The thing that I want to show you is how to deal with a dog who is jumping, who's unruly. So what this tells me a lot of the times is that when we get frustrated, that we automatically give him something that he wants, right? So with him right now, this seems to be a normal behavior, right? Where what he's used to is if I pester you enough, that I am going to get what I want, right? So he's okay with going for the hands, he's okay with doing that, because in the past, we just got frustrated, we just kind of gave him whatever it is that he wants. So if you think that that's not what's happening, maybe this is what's also happened with day. Because what happens is I should be able to hold this in my hand and him not act like this 100% at all, right? And that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on not caving into him, right? So right here, we are looking for a very clear response, right? And what he has to learn is that in order for me to release this to him, I need to see a very clear targeted behavior. So what do I expect out of him right now? What should I expect out of him right now? What do you think, Milo? How should he be acting right now if I'm holding this in my hand?
He should be laying in it down.
He should be laying in it down, right? So what I'm showing him right now is that he can snap, he can do these things, but this is not getting released until he does the behavior that I want him to. So you'll notice that dogs, when you bring out a treat, a lot of the times they will cycle through behavior until it finally unlocks something to do, right? In between there, we have a couple of different things that we need to be looking at, a couple of different goals. One, this behavior that he's doing, is it acceptable or is it not acceptable? Right? If it's not acceptable, we don't release this right here. That's step one, right? Number two, are there effective ways of communicating how to get this out of my hand? And the answer is yes, right? There are acceptable ways of him doing it to get this out of my hands. However, what he's showing me right now, because I haven't been communicating with him, right? I've just been communicating with you, so don't worry about it, right? I want to show you what it looks like when it's at its worst, right? So, what I want to do is I want to give him very clear direction. Sit! No! Sit! Down!
He's sitting on his tail.
Down! And now the next part is the deliverance. You do not get to jump up and grab this out of my hand or this whole thing starts over again. No! Down! Now that he's in a position where he can listen, what I want to do is I want to see his energy, right? Is he really, really hyped up right now?
Yeah.
He's really hyped up right now, but compared to the last 30 seconds, is he really hyped up right now? Right? So I want to show him that this is what gets you a treat. So I'm going to use my fingers as a blocking force, and I'm only going to release when he stays down and he's in a good position like this. Good. No! Down. Good. Yes. Good. Okay, free. Come. I'm going to reset him. Sit. Good. Very good sit. Down. Now, what I want you to take a look at is the difference how I'm talking to you as opposed to how I'm talking to him. I'm using a little bit more volume, a little bit more authority. Think of it as if it's a bark, right? I'm being very clear what you need to do right now. He doesn't take it as a threat, doesn't take it as this guy's being mean. He takes it as very clear direction, right? And within the last 2 minutes, look how much more control we have. The more chaotic that we are, the more that he hears from you and everybody else at the same time, what happens is he doesn't know who to listen to anymore. The direction is not clear, and the thing he's so excited to get is so far out of his reach.
Sorry.
No problem.
Thank you.
Good job, buddy. Down. Good. Down. Yes. Good. I'm going to reset him by having him come to me, and then we're going to do this all over again. Come. Good boy. So now, from the last couple minutes that we spent together, he knows that I will not give him this, no matter if he pops my hand or if he does anything else. So, dogs are going to follow the path of least resistance, right? What is going to get me the thing? Sit! Down! What is going to get me the thing that I want the most without actually getting in trouble, right? Right now, I did all that other stuff, I was jumping all around, did not get me anything that I wanted, right? Plus, once I listened to him how to do this, finally, he let me have the treat, right? He knows that about me now, so look at his actions towards me. He doesn't know that about you yet, right? So what I want you to do is, we have to do it where it's one-on-one, right? Can't be both of us at the same time. I would like to start with Milo, and then we'll move on to Mom, right? However, right, Milo, you have to be very direct with him. If you don't want him jumping all over you, and you don't want him doing all this other stuff, you have to show him the thing, hey, do you really want this, right? If you really want this, listen to what I'm telling you, okay? Yes, good boy, very good boy. So if you'd like to come up over here. Now, what I want you to see is, once we release him, I want to see if there's going to be any difference between his behavior towards Milo and his behavior towards me.
There's definitely going to be a difference.
Okay, so let's test that out. I have 3 treats here, Milo, and I want you to hold them, and I don't want you to give them to him until he does exactly how he should be sitting. So you see how he already got up?
No, down.
Perfect. So he
No,
got back.
down. Stay.
Very good. Now take a step back. Very good. Now that he's calm, remember how I showed you with the other hand, take 1 treat out. All right, you got 1 treat out, and you're going to use your fingers to block him from actually getting the treat. And you're going to go down, and then when he's nice and easy like this, say yes, and give him the treat.
No, down.
Perfect. Perfect.
Good boy.
Perfect. You see how calm he was that entire time? You see how how calm he is, right? In order for him to be calm like this, he has to understand that he only gets the treat when he's like this. So 1, we have to tell him very clearly, Milo sit, Milo down. And we have to watch his energy. What is his energy showing you right now?
That he's way more excited than when you were training with him.
A little bit, right? So maybe, however, does he look like, does his energy show you that he's going to jump up at any time?
No.
No, he's calm.
No,
So
down.
tell him no, and
I
then
was
tell him
wrong.
down.
Down.
No, you weren't wrong, because when he first came in, what was he doing to me? Jumping all over the place, right? So right now his energy levels are up, right? So he's still being good. He's still being in the down position. Now slowly go down with 1 treat in your hand. Use it to block, and then give him a yes and release the treat.
Good boy.
Perfect. All right.
No,
So now,
down. No, down.
so
Now
what I want
face
you to do.
buddy. No, down.
Good. So one thing that's confusing him a little bit is you're saying no down very quickly together, right? Can he understand it? Maybe, right? But I want you to be as clear and direct. So if you're going to say the word no, wait maybe like a half second, and then say the word down very clearly, okay? It's a small change, but it's a change that's going to help him a lot, okay? So when you say no, down, I want you to do it where there's a space in between the 2 words. And then go ahead and walk this way, right? So he's in a down. Perfect. Good. And he's sitting right there. Whenever you feel comfortable, you take that final treat and you walk up to him and then you give him the treat where he's
I think the problem is when we run out of treats, he's just gonna see it as I can misbehave whenever I want
So,
because they ran out
You're
of
right.
treats.
You're right. However, we have to build a habit with him. Right now, he has no habits with us. And that's very obvious because he shredded my glove when I first came in here. Right? He wanted to do what he wanted to do because he hasn't created a habit that when I am at the height of my energy, I have to calm down immediately. Right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to calm him down immediately. So in order for us to create a habit, I have to find a way that will get him to do this consistently over time, right? So can we start pulling away the treats? Yes. However, treats are a big part of him learning.
No.
So, perfect.
Down. No. Good boy.
Good. So whenever you are ready, you're going to take that final treat, walk up to him and say, and give him the treat.
Stay. Good boy.
Perfect, my love. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to give it to your
No,
mom, and then go ahead and take a seat over there. So now, now we're working against. So he's in here. He understands what the what it is that we're doing, right? I am going to excite him again, right? I'm going to get him. So go ahead and get him to go down.
No, down. No, down for a while. No, down.
Okay. So I'm going to hand you the treats, right? If you like, I have a glove here. If you will like it, okay.
Thank you.
How come you didn't offer me one?
Because you're a boy.
That's actually why. Okay. So I'm going to give him a few treats here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to re-excite him, and then if you need to use a little bit more volume with the note, be very, very consistent with that, with the cadence of it, as well as with the tone, right? So another thing that, what's up?
Are you going to round him up?
Yes, I'll rile him up. Now, what I want you to focus on is as I'm riling him up, call him back to you. Tell him to sit and tell him to down.
Okay.
Right?
Buddy, come. Down. Good.
All right? And then whenever you feel ready, you can give him the treat.
Good boy, gentle.
So this is the habit that I'm talking
Nope,
about.
down. Oh, you
Just-
dropped it.
Yeah, it bounces
Nope,
off his
down.
nose. This is the habit that I'm talking about. I want him to be in the habit that when he's at the height
Yeah,
of
we
his
get
energy,
it down.
we get him back. And this is how we practice that, right? It becomes muscle memory after we keep going over and over and over again, right? Hey, buddy, go!
No, down.
Oh,
No, down.
So, what I'll
I
do
know how to
is,
do that.
we have to get his, we're gonna get
Oh,
his,
we have to get him
we're gonna
all
get
the
his
way around.
energy
Okay.
back up again.
Nope.
And I'm gonna focus, have him focus, there we go, thank you.
Hi.
Okay, so Milo, go take a seat.
Okay.
And then Mom, get him back to you.
Come.
I'm very good at riling him up.
Down.
I've had years of practice.
All the way.
So we're gonna wait till he's seated because a lot of the times we will get it to him right away, and he expects that the play is gonna happen again. This is another way of teaching him that just because I've released the thing to you, you don't get to just refocus on whatever else that you want to.
Okay.
Right? So as soon as you give him this treat, tell him to down again because it locks him back into position. And then, and then we will hold him there. Now, if he tries to get up, that's when you'll say, no, down,
Okay.
right? So now this is resettling after he's received an initial treat, right? We're getting him used to that. Like, you were up here, and then you're down here, and then you're up here, and I need you to be down here for the most of the time, right? because a lot of the times when we bring the treats out,
Yeah.
it's almost kind of like a special occasion. We're training, we're having
Right.
fun, we're doing
He's
all these other
excited.
things, exactly, right? But we don't practice as much the settling portion, right? So, when he sees the treats, when he sees the play and the toys, he hasn't practiced getting that energy level back down, right? So that's all we're doing right here, and we're just trying to get him into a different habit, right?
Okay.
So in about 30 seconds, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rile him back up again. And just count in your head to 30, or Milo, you can rile him back up again.
Yay!
And then we're gonna count to 30, and then Milo's gonna take a seat, and you're gonna get him back down to this again, okay?
You're gonna give him the treat?
Not yet.
So Milo does bring up a slightly good point. Before we start, go ahead and give him a treat, because he has been sitting very well.
Only slightly.
Yes, only slightly.
Good job, buddy.
If you can't expect him, so this right here for me is the bare minimum, right? I have to expect that he can do this over a half hour, over an hour, because if he's gonna sit with you in class, he can't just get bored and stand up and do whatever he wants, right? So we have to build this up back up with him.
No, down. No, down.
Perfect.
Good boy. Good job. What are we gonna do? Take it from there. No, down. No, down. Down.
Maybe he has
Perfect.
ADHD like me.
He's just young.
Yeah, he's just young. He's a puppy. It's hard for him to sit down. It's hard for him to sit down. So we'll let him resettle. We're going to start that 30 seconds over again.
Oh, I want to round
We will. Remember, this isn't for you, though. This is for him.
It's building him tolerance.
We have to build his
so he's
tolerance. If we want him to be with you on these long trips and things like that, we have to be able to get him to sit still for a long time. Right?
Question.
Yes.
What would happen if we would put the treat in front of him but tell him not to get it yet?
Okay, here's another question. If he's having problems without seeing the treat, do you think it would be better if he saw the treat? Probably not,
No.
right? So he's not even comfortable enough yet for us to leave the treat out in the open because we have it hidden, right? And he wants it. Now imagine putting that temptation in front of him again, right? He's like, oh man, I really, really, really want that. I'm gonna go get it, right? So until he can do this right here on a more frequent basis, or until he can do this more often, we don't even get to put the treat in front of him again, right? Because it's just too hard for him.
He's
It's too
learning
hard.
impulse control.
Yeah.
Like you.
What's that?
So impulse means it's going to be the first thing that you want to do. All right. Well,
Milo.
you'd be surprised how many young kids these days don't know
No,
what
down.
impulse is.
That's true. No, down.
Buddy.
So
No,
now you
no.
not
Down.
yet, Milo, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Because remember, this is mom's time. So once she settles for mom, or once he settles for mom, then you get to rile him up, right? So it also helps you out because you want to rile him up, right? Well, we can't let him do it yet until mom's got him under control. So until she gets him under control, then you get to rile him up. And he gets better and better at getting under control if we sit back and let mom do this first. So that means you actually get to do it faster, right? So if mom gets him better at and getting faster, the faster you get to rile him up.
And how quickly do you want me, once he's riled, how quickly do you want me?
We're
to
gonna let
get
that
back?
build up for about 30 seconds,
Um,
right?
It's been
He's
more
just
than
gonna
30
play
seconds.
the
Give
excitement,
him-
right?
Let me
'Cause I
rile him up, please.
Because what we want to do is, we want to show him, the habit that we're trying to get him into is that after the energy level's up here, we're gonna bring it back here immediately. right? Because that's actually what we have problems with. I'm excited, and then we expect him to slow down immediately when we've never practiced slowing down immediately, right? So I think that whenever you're ready, you can have Milo come up and call.
Buddy, come! Hi! 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 I'm very good at this. Hello! Hello! Buddy, come here! Come here! Hello!
There we go.
Hello! Alright, I think he's
Then
riled up enough.
you still have to keep him riled, right?
Yep.
Riled for 30 seconds.
Yeah, there we go.
Almost there.
Yeah, Bubba. Yeah. Yeah, you too. You too. You too. Yeah.
Mom, you're like a statue.
So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and come.
No, down. All the way.
You gotta
No,
wait.
down.
You gotta wait
Hold on,
for a
hold on.
second to
Give one
No,
second.
really
Just give her 1 second.
Good boy.
So you are right, where you're talking about how you want to give them 1 second before you give between the no and the position. However, she said no down in that tone, and he understood it because he did it
No,
immediately.
down. No, down. No, down. Good job. Good boy.
So now we have to let him rest it out a little bit more, right? Because he's like, oh wait a minute, I'm
Pop right
still,
back up.
I'm gonna pop it right back up.
No, down. No,
Right when
Down.
you said pop right back
No.
up, he popped right back up.
good. Good job.
So initial volume on the no and the initial volume on the down will help him a little bit more clear cut. I know it might sound like you're telling him
Yeah.
right now, where it's like, I feel like I'm yelling at him, right?
Yeah.
However, this has more to do with the communication than it does with like frustration or anything.
Okay.
So feel free to get him to use a little bit more volume on the
Okay.
note down, and then as he gets
No.
No down.
Down. No,
and as he gets perfect,
no, down.
and as he gets
No.
used to you doing that no down, then what we can do is we can start cutting up the volume, right? However, so that's a principle called generalization, right? First, have to be very clear and concise, and then after he gets used to it over time, then I can start generalizing the word. So one of the things that I did in the military was we had a confidence course, right? A little bit like an obstacle course, and these dogs have been hearing these words like down and sit and everything else,
Yeah.
that crawl, that's where they go through the tube, right? They've heard all of these terms so many times that I could use terms that sounded like it, and the dogs will still do it. So, for example, if I were to tell my dog to down, I could say clown, and he would still go into a down because he generalizes. Not only do they generalize the word sound, but they also generalize the word volume. So if we start off with a very distinct volume, start off with a very distinct word, right, and separate those words, it's much more clear to him, and then later on we can back it off.
Okay.
On the offset, we're going to want to be as clear and as concise as possible. All right?
Can I do it yet, Mom? I'm bored.
Good job. Gentle. Middle.
And so these are the drills that I would like you guys to work on at home, right? And it's going to be getting him all riled up. Now at home, I'm not sure if it'll be harder or easier. It might be a little bit harder because now we're all relaxed, right? Or it might be a little bit easier because it's a familiar area, there's not all these dogs around here, so there's pros and cons to having both. So over the next couple weeks, I already have it written down, next time that you guys come in, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna meet in the Menards parking lot if the weather is good, okay? So we're gonna do a public situation, private situation, public situation, private situation. And then, depending on the time and on the day, we may even start doing
No.
No
some,
down.
Down.
Sorry.
No,
To have it.
down.
may even be able to do some airport stuff as well, if that's something that you guys would like to do, okay?
Yep, absolutely. Good job.
So anything I have to do.
Alright, so whenever you're ready, Milo, well, actually, Mom, whenever Milo, you have to listen to Mom, whenever she says you're okay, We'll go ahead and let her
Mom.
allow you to rile him up.
Mom. 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 Buddy, come! Hello. Come. No, come. Hello. Hello. Hello.
So the reason why I'm focusing more on you,
No, come.
the reason why I'm focusing you more
No,
on you
come.
right now, Mom, is because you're going to be the one who's leading when we get back home, right?
Buddy, come.
Or anyone else who you
No, come.
designate.
Buddy, no, come.
Anyone else that you
Buddy,
designate to do this
no,
at home.
come. No, come. Buddy, no, come. Buddy, no, come. Sit. Sit. Stay. Stay.
So how I'm coaching you, this is how we're going to be coaching you.
Okay. Okay.
No. Come.
Okay, I'm done now.
Down.
Perfect.
All the way.
Perfect. And then just we'll have them settle.
Good boy.
Next training session, can we do distractions?
No. Down.
Because I'm really good at distracting dogs as well.
Well, it depends how well he does this, because this right now is a distraction for him, right? He's so distracted that even just sitting here is a hard thing for him.
Down. Good boy. Ah. No.
They're
Down.
I take credit.
Can you maybe not get so close to his tail? It makes me uncomfortable. Thank you.
And it also depends on how badly do you want him to be with you all the time, right? If you want him to be with you all the time throughout the day, at school, no matter what, he has to get way better than this,
Okay.
right? And your mom's gonna help you with that at home. She's gonna show you how he gets way better than this, so you can keep him all the time, right? Because if he's not there, then he can't, it'll be distracting to you. Two, it's actually dangerous for him.
You can
How's
keep
it
him all the
dangerous
time,
for
but
him?
also he'll be better at it, so it won't be stressful for you. It'll just be like, oh, buddy's with me
How
today.
it be stressful for him?
So think about it this way, if we haven't trained him properly, and we take him to a high public area, like an airport, and he's so used to jumping around and jumping on people who he doesn't know, maybe
No.
there's an older lady
No.
there.
Down.
Maybe there's a little kid there that
No.
he wants to play with,
No.
and he jumps on them
Down.
and hurts them. Or
Down.
he sees a kid across the street who he would rather play with. And when he tries to cross the street, he gets hit by a car. That's how it's dangerous, right? Part of it is, yes, we want him to be well behaved. The other part is, if he doesn't listen to you, if he doesn't listen to your mom, it could hurt him, right? So the faster we get him at this, I know this part's long, Milo. I know this part's long, and it's kind of boring, right? But if we can get past this, if we can get past this part, it would be much easier training with you. So Mom, I'm gonna let you take over and tell Milo exactly how you want
No.
to put him in a sit, how you want to put him down, and then you'll be the one who riles up who riles up Buddy,
I can teach you how to do it.
and
I
then
know.
Milo, you have to teach him how to settle.
I've taught you well. That's because I taught you how.
Yeah, just do everything I tell you not to do.
Yep.
Okay,
Ooh,
keep
it's
them
a
in a down.
spooky hand.
Milo,
No
keep
down.
them down. Good job.
So your job, in order for him to get riled up,
No. Down. You gotta keep an eye on him.
Buddy, no down. Good boy.
in order for you to be able to get him riled up, he has to settle down first. And if you can't get him to settle down, you don't get to rile him up. There you go.
Yes. Buddy, stay. I'm gonna fidget with this while I wait.
So that's distracting to him, right? You have to focus on him.
Stay.
Focus on him. Nope, don't focus on that. Focus on him. If he moves, if he does anything else, that's your fault, right? We want to be able to rile him up. We can't rile him up until he stays still.
Roll mine to the end of your fingers. And just tell him gentle. Can you stop that?
No. Stay.
me know when you think he's calm enough.
Stay. Okay.
Buddy! Oh, buddy,
Okay, buddy.
buddy. See, he knows I'm trying
She's
to
like,
trick
what's
him.
going on? Here, buddy. Hey, buddy.
No.
Good boy, Bubba. Good boy.
Boy!
Yeah.
Already looked by his tooth.
Yes. Yes, good boy.
Now,
Good
give him
boy.
a banana mouth.
Very clear.
Buddy, no down. No down.
Perfect.
Good boy.
Perfect. So wait, let him settle. Let him settle. There you go.
That's
Remember-
how I test
No.
it. No down. No down.
So call him to you.
Buddy, no down. Sit down.
Remember, he has to stay here.
Stay. This
So-
is how I test if he's really focused on
So
me or
as
not.
he's settling,
Buddy.
just another rule of thumb
He's
that
not
if we're going to
settled
use, if we're going to use treats throughout the day to help him out with training, if it's going to be like a light training day, where we're doing like where we're doing an hour of training with them, right? If it's going to be an hour of training, such as like 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here, I would consider that a lighter training day, and it's 20% of by volume is going to be treats, right? So we don't want him getting fat. We don't want him to. Oh, he's moving away from you.
No. Sit. No, come. Sit down.
Perfect.
Stay.
Perfect. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So that's going to be 20% by volume, right? A little bit of parade of
Stay.
distribution there. So let's say he takes 2 cups, right? For one for breakfast, one for dinner. 20% of that, right? So you can take that portion out, fill that part up with treats, right? And that's the amount of treats that you're going to use over
Good
that
boy.
60 minutes.
Okay.
Right? So that way we're not dumping more food on him. Now, if it's going to be a more high intensity day,
Good
where we're doing anywhere between
There you go. Stay.
3 to 4 hours, where we're going to be focusing a lot on this. It can be up to 40%, right? He's not a working dog in the sense of like where his job is to find things, right?
Stay.
So you don't have to worry about doing anything over 40%. Yes.
What would happen if he asks for belly rubs during the down? Like that.
That would get him excited. So what you would be doing is you would be rewarding him before he is ready to be rewarded.
Okay. I'm just gonna walk in circles and stare at him creepily.
So do you think that's going to help him or to not help him?
It's gonna distract them.
Exactly. So right now, with him just having problems just staying in the down, we're going to try and keep everything as clear as possible. We
Okay.
want, it's okay for him to get bored. In fact, the faster he gets bored, the better, because he actually settles down, right?
Okay.
So he's actually pretty well settled. And then, Mom, if you would like to.
Hey, I didn't give you
See, he
permission.
knows, yeah, that's true. He knows that when I'm doing that, I'm trying to trick him,
Uh-huh.
and he's supposed to hold his position, so maybe
Okay.
it should be you.
So,
Sorry.
Buddy.
so you can give him a yes and release him, and
Okay.
then your mom, there you go.
Hi, buddy.
And now she can play with him. There we
Good
go.
job. Good boy. That was very good. That
Well,
was very good.
and thank you, because that's
You
very
held it.
important that you know
You
that about your
held it.
dog, right?
Yeah. Good boy.
We forgot to mention
forgot
that
to
he bites
say
his lip when he's very focused.
Mm-hmm.
Sit. You gonna bite your lip? No?
Just tell him.
Buddy,
Tell him what you're supposed to tell him. What position is he supposed to be in?
down. We're running out of time, so I'm just gonna give these two very quickly.
Hold on, 1 second. We do have a little bit of time.
Okay.
So, and you're right, this next
still
one,
sure.
so the last treats that you give him,
No down. No down. Stay.
And then remember it's about volume, it's not about me.
Here, Milo, if you'd like to give him some more. So the last treat of the training session is called the jackpot,
Oh.
right? It's supposed to be.
No.
No, down.
So we
Buddy,
want,
no, off.
We want
No,
everything
come.
working.
Sit. Down.
Good. So we want to make
Watch
him work
his,
for
watch
us.
his foot.
Stay.
So we're gonna let him settle
Mhm.
for about a minute or two. Once he's settled, you get to give him that entire thing. You get to give him
No, come.
You get to give him a whole bunch
No,
of love and a whole bunch
come.
of praise.
Sit. Down. No, down. Stay. What you laughing about?
I'm just like we're gonna work on the difference
No,
between
leave it.
volume and tone.
No, down.
Between volume and frustration.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because you get very frustrated with him very quickly, sweetheart.
Oh, well.
And it doesn't help either of you. Don't mess with him. Just let him settle so that he can earn his jackpot. Okay?
I eat one.
It's meat hot dogs. You can eat it if you want.
Never
but I'm gonna
mind
tell you
that.
what's in
No,
it.
I know you eat one.
Yeah, even if you read the ingredients, I still don't think you would know what's in there. So, there's a lot in there.
No, down. Buddy, no, come. No, come. No, come. Mom.
Sorry.
No, no,
So
down.
do you think
No,
the way
down.
that your body is
No,
telling
down.
him no and no?
Buddy, no, down.
There we go.
Stay. You're tiny, I'm big.
That's actually proper. That's actually proper. So,
I'm like
but
5 times your size, buddy.
so if you want him to understand that, then that means that during this process you can't be sitting down, right?
Mm.
And
Well,
he
it's
has to
okay.
understand that all the time. Because right now he's not really taking you seriously. Because he's going away after about 30 seconds instead of after 2 minutes. If you think you want him to take you seriously,
Oh,
if you want him to take you seriously, you have to act seriously. Alright?
okay. Step it. Stay.
Perfect. I'm glad that you caught that.
No. Look. No. Look. No. Buddy. No. Look. No. Look. Buddy. Look. No. Buddy.
So we'll get into
No.
the next time that we come in here.
Look.
We'll get into showing him the differences between like focus
No,
and
look.
things else like that. So
Buddy. No. No.
work on
Look.
focus.
Down.
Very
Good boy. Is this okay if I give it to him now?
Yes. Yes.
Good
it is.
boy. Stay. Okay.
Oh yeah, good job, buddy. No, put it in the garbage bin.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. Good boy. Good job. Hi, honey. That was so exciting. Good boy.
I'm gonna go make a very loud noise that you won't like, Mom.
At the top, sweetie, don't hurt yourself. Go ahead.
All right.
No,
so,
buddy. No. Down. No. No. Down. Ah. Buddy. No. Down. No.
all right. So
Huh. Is that loud on every single string?
No. Down. No.
Buddy.
No. Down.
Sit.
so
I
one
told
at
you
a time.
when we run out
One at a
of
time.
TNT.
And I think establishing who is going to be the one who's in charge for him is key. So
Me.
if you
Only while we're doing the training session.
Well-
the rest of the time you
Nope.
just interfere, child.
so for
Unless you
example,
wanna take
before
it
we
over.
leave out of the door,
Yeah.
who's going to be in charge of controlling him from
Me.
here to the car?
Me.
And then we'll decide when we're in the car who's going to be in control of him from inside the car into the house.
Me, because I'm closer.
It's difficult, but you're welcome to try. Can you put his leash on?
Well, he is difficult in general, so.
He's
So,
really not that difficult. He's just not used to you training with him, baby. No, don't put it there. Put it on the martingale. Martingale.
Right here.
Martin Gap, Mom? Are we in Sweden or something? Mind the gap?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna. Hey, Milo, that's not a safe way to hold that leash.
Okay then.
That's not it either. No, that's. Remember my finger? You gotta like loop it around your thumb.
Yeah, that's how you hurt your finger.
No. Hold it. Okay, and then that way if he runs, he's gonna open it
So
and not break your finger. Should we talk about that?
hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and close this off real quick.
Thank you.